Yo, peace. It's the Emotional Alchemist here, and I'm back with another video. This is a little different. So I was gonna do a T-chat earlier, but what has just been transpiring today? I believe today. I can't see it. Either today is a 9-day or 8-day. If it's an 8-day, clearly abundance of healing. If it's a 9-day, it's a transformation to a new beginning, which will make sense. I really think today's a 9-day. But so today things have been coming up that has been leading to that the end of a cycle for me to start a new one, and not just me, us as spiritual beings, as a collective, because we are coming up on the end of Pisces season, going into Aries energy. And Aries is that fire energy, that's that initiating energy. But how can we initiate something when we're not clear on what that is? I feel like we all have an idea, you know what I'm saying, but what actually are we? Why are we here? You know what I'm saying? Besides the whole thing of learning lessons and all that, there's another component as to why we are here, and that's to help elevate Daughter Earth, and also help elevate the minds of others, so that we can get up out of this this polarity, so we can get up out of this construct, what society says that we have to be, getting back to our authentic self. So I was just speaking with some friends today, and just things were coming up, and I had the feeling to go back and listen to what you said. I don't normally listen to the things that I say when I'm speaking to individuals, but I can tell you that 99% of the time I'm channeling. If I'm not channeling from my infinite self, then I'm channeling from source. So I'm I was told, go back and just listen and write it down. So I ended up writing it down and re-listening to it. First off, it allowed me to reflect, because anytime that I get something, when I'm speaking to someone and I'm giving them advisement, giving them advice, helping them overcome something as far as when it comes to their emotions, I know that I'm also talking to myself, and there's something within that I need to dissect. It may not be the same situation, and that's another thing that we get caught up in. The fact that I can hear something, I can hear a conversation, but because it wasn't that particular subject, I won't take what they were talking about and apply it to me, but I should have, in the way that it's in my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like any emotions, this made that person sad, but it didn't make you sad. So, but it made you feel some type of way. So now figure out what part of your life do you need to apply that to. You understand? So I always do that when I'm having a conversation with someone, because I also know it's for me. These conversations are not pointless. Everything happens for a reason. So there's something within that. Either it's supplemental to me, or it's complementary to me. It works either one way, and it's up for you to realize that. Is it something I need to see within myself, or is it something that I'm coming up out of? But so I wanted to read. I wrote down it as I was saying it. So if it's a little, I don't know, choppy, then that's why. but I just wrote it as I heard myself saying it. But yeah, so here it is. Different perspectives. Looking beyond the religion of things and more so towards the spiritual aspect. Discernment. If you can look more on that aspect, people would realize Buddhism, Hinduism, and Christianity are one and the same. Take away from the religious aspect, we can literally see the perception. We can see it as one. It doesn't matter how you find God within yourself, as long as you find it. Mama doesn't care if you believe in this practice, that practice, as long as you are getting back to that one. A lot of people are pulling away from it. Be you and practice what you practice. It doesn't matter what you believe in as long as you believe in something, and that something is a higher power. When you believe in that higher power and relate it back to yourself, you realize you are that higher power, and that's how you connect to it. It doesn't matter which aspect you connect through as long as you connect. A lot of people feel like there is only one option. Religion is scary. It keeps you in fear, and a lot of people are realizing that, and they don't know where else to turn. They feel like there are no other options. We give them those options. We are here to give them those options, to know there is another way, and you don't have to be anything but yourself. It's not a cult practice. I ain't telling you you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm not telling you you can't be anything but yourself. Religion tells you you have to be this, that, and the other, taking away from who you are, and they are becoming more lost. So what's the only option? To unalive themselves. They feel like the only choice they have is to not be here anymore. So many souls that are lost. This is why we are here. Define spirituality for yourself, whether Christian, Buddhist, but remove the religious aspect. So of course that's not just Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism, Hinduism. It's if you can literally look at Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, Judaism, if you can look at those and take away the religious aspect and look at the spirituality within it, you will realize that it all comes down to that middle perception. If you can picture a circle here, a circle here, a circle here, and a circle here, and lines, it's like that chart in school. I cannot think of the name of that chart, but we used to put something in the middle, and then we'll draw the spider. Is it spider web? That's a whole nother thing within itself, because you have to break down to that spider web, but that's a whole nother video. But yeah, we have that in the middle, and then we have the branches. It's the one. There's only one. It's all is in the middle. And what stems from the all of those religions. But the thing is, we have to get away from the religions. That is where the fear comes from. And I'm gonna tell you a story. So last year, I had to tell someone about their demise, but not in the way of like, oh, you're gonna leave this earth. Not like that. I literally had to, and it wasn't me. It came through me. It was literally Big Mama coming through me and letting that person know what everything is, so that when that time came, that they would be okay with the decision that the choice that they made. Because there's no more time to waste. Like, there's no more time to waste. But last year I had to do that. I had to break it down to that individual and let them know that, you know, you're still gonna, your energy's still gonna be here, your family's still gonna be able to talk to you, blah blah blah. Like, it was so much, not blah, like, it was so much. You know, this year, that individual unalived themselves. And it just, right before this new cycle that we're entering, like, it just made me just realize that there is no more time to waste. We, like, Professor Melanie did a live yesterday about no more hiding, and it's not a coincidence that all this came up. And it's just like, that's why we're here. There are so many souls that are lost, and they're waiting on us. When I tell you, when I wrote this out and then it all hit me and I had to release that fear. When I tell you, I felt all the souls that I am here to help, like, bum rushed me. Like, there's it's in a sense suffering. Like, it was so heavy. Lead my sheep astray, and their blood is on your hands. That you have no right. No right. You do not have the authority. You signed up for this. You gotta just do it. You gotta just do it. And I'm talking as far as, like, the spiritual beings. Like, you have to just do it. There are so many that are waiting on us. There are so many that are waiting on me. And what I want to do, be fearful and not stand in my power. Because I didn't want to look crazy. I didn't want to look delusional. People aren't going to believe what I'm saying. But when I tell you that this is a whole nother thing, but the dark night of the soul, we are entering in a period where that is about to come more to the forefront. Just a little thing about the dark night of the soul. It's literally a point where you start to question what is life. And a lot of people don't come up out of that. That's what happened to that individual that I had to give information to about a year ago. And this year, they didn't come up out of that. They had nobody to turn to. All of these false prophets, these soothsayers, these fear mongers, even people that are in our own community, like, that individual thought they were getting truth, but it led them down a path of fear. And they had nobody to turn to. They didn't have anybody to talk to. And if they did, they didn't believe, because I don't know what to believe. At this point, when you go down that rabbit hole, and you really go down the rabbit hole and enter into the dark night of the soul, it takes a strong individual to come up out of that. And everybody is not built for that. So you know what happens is, and one thing that people need to understand when it comes to unaliving yourself, it's not what you think. That's an option. It's an option line. So the whole thing in what religious tell you, oh, people that unalive themselves, they automatically going to hell, this, that, and the other. You see how scary that sounds? To an individual that's not aware, to an individual that's not operating in consciousness, do you see how that sounds? And I can attest to that, because I was that individual. That's why I left the church when I was at 12. It was all fun and games when I was eating popcorn, watching VeggieTales, and listening to the Sunday school teacher sing and all that. But as soon as I turned 12, they put me in a classroom where we sat in chairs and we listened to the Sunday school teacher talk about Revelation and talk about how if I don't do this and I don't do that, if I don't get the mark of the beast on my body, and that's not even what it is. But if I don't get that on my body, then they're gonna take my fingernails out. They're gonna burn me. They're gonna do this. I'm gonna suffer until I put 666 on my body. And if I and the only way I can go into heaven is if I deny 666 on my body. But what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to suffer. They're gonna take my eyeball out. They're gonna cut my fingers off. Like, do all of this scary stuff. Like, this. It didn't feel right to me. Like, no, you can't what? Oh, and don't even get me started on the fact that I identify as I don't even want to label myself, but as like, but I like women. don't that part. Don't even get me started on the fact that I like women. Growing up Christian, what? That first class with roasted peanuts down to hell. I had a first class ticket. Yeah, you man, what? If you don't like flying coach, just tell me. Oh my goodness, just tell them you gay. I promise that'll be your, hey, they first class. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm not, nope. I don't even care who feathers are ruffled by saying any of that anymore, because it's true. Like, how are you gonna tell? My heart is pure. My heart has always been open. That's that. If you know, you know. I have 10th house in Cancer. I'm literally a heart healer. I didn't have the authority to close my heart off to anybody, even those that have wronged me. Although I understand the totality, but that doesn't excuse their behavior, because they got their own demons that they need to deal with. And don't get me started on demons, because ain't nothing outside of you. But what we doing, we projecting it. There's gonna be no more of that. There are gonna be the like the crime rate is about to go up. The unaliving rate of unaliving others, like, it's finna go up. Because we're coming into a period where the subconscious is in the forefront. So now what's finna start happening is all these things are about to start happening, and people are finna start questioning, and they're not going to have anybody to turn to. They're not going to have anybody to blame. You can no longer play victim to your own demons, to your own internal struggles. And when that happens, what do you think is gonna happen? I can't blame the next person, but I damn sure can't face my own shit. People are gonna start going crazy. And I'm not, and this is not, I'm not saying this as far as like a fear tactic. This is truth. And that's the thing. Like, people don't want to accept the truth. Why do we fear the truth? I ain't hiding no more. I know too much. And I gotta share it. I'm a whole Gemini. I'm expressive. And some people are not going to want to hear that. My opposite node is Sagittarius. I speak through love, but it may come off blunt. You may not want to hear it, but it's coming from a heart space. I'm a Libra rising. My chart is ruled by Venus. Everything about me speaks love. I'm too tapped in. And I've been scared of that. Because I know things that people don't know. I've always been like that. I used to tell people things, and like that was part of like why I got sucked into my head and started doubting myself. Because I was younger and I was saying these things, but I had no proof. I don't care no more. I know what I know. Literally. Another if you know, you know. My Leo is literally sitting in the 11th house. My Pisces is sitting in the 6th. Like I am. Like, I just want us to get out here and do what we need to do. Make that YouTube video. Write that book. And if you move away, like, do what you need to do. I don't really know where that went after reading that, but oh well. Thank y'all for listening. Hey, if it don't make sense, watch it again. Because it makes sense to me. Like, for real, at this point, if you don't understand what I'm saying, then that means that you just need to come to you just need to another cycle. It's just, that's it. That's all. That's it. And that's another thing that we need to realize is that nobody is better than anybody, but we are all operating on different. If you think about it, we're all operating on different earths, so we're on different cycles. It's like a video game. There are levels to this shit. Just know where you are. So that you can't, if you can't accept where you are, how are you going to get to where you're going? So that's what I mean when I say, if you didn't understand what I'm saying, then watch it again. Go do your own research, then come back and watch it. And then you'll be able to understand, because now you have another piece of the puzzle. That's all that is. Because I have to do it. I do it a lot. Man, I watch so many, you know how many times I watched Professor Melanie video and I understood it, but I had to go back again to understand it, because you always get something new. Like it's a cycle. It's a never ending cycle. I can watch the same video 10 times and every time that I watch that video, I got something new because I've elevated. Sometimes you have to get things into your subconscious before you can understand it, overstand it. Then you need to exostand it. But we don't want to do that. It takes diligence for some people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's diligence. Yeah, I trust that this is going to find everybody in good grace. I'm not hoping anymore. I'm trusting. So I trust that this finds everybody in good grace. And I love y'all. Because it's just... Man. We are coming up on the time of the phoenix. And from the ashes comes a beautiful creation. But before that can happen, some things have to be destroyed. It is what it is. Everything is according to its purpose. The prophecy must be fulfilled. Can't get away from it. So what you gonna do? Until next time, deuce deuce.